Hello everybody, it's Andy. Welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I'm sorry for not uploading for 2 weeks because I was, it was just personal matters. Let's leave it at that. Today's video, you might have guessed it, I actually posted on our Facebook group about this item that the pattern is available to download on the link below. But if you're not part of our group yet, you can join our group on Facebook called The Makers. There's a link down below, and that's, you can share your creativity, you can ask questions, someone will, answer, and it's just a nice community for, especially if you're new in sewing. And like me, I was new, at some point, and, community groups are really helpful. They also build your confidence in what you do. So yeah, right. So here is my new sewing pattern, and it's such a cute thing to make. Easy, fast, practical, also very inexpensive. You only need a bit of material for it. I make this because it's very hot in Dubai where I live, and I usually go outside now, and it's really hot. I don't like umbrellas, so perfect. Right, so this is made from canvas and cotton. Okay, there's only 2 layers, nothing in between, no interfacing, none whatsoever. You can use interfacing if you wish, but I choose not to. Just want to make life simple. Here is cotton. Both inner and exterior is cotton. It's actually reversible, so you could choose a different print on the inside, so when the other side is dirty, you can just turn it the other way, and then you've got a new one. That's something that's really cool about this project. Again, it's very beginner, and here is 100% linen. So, I played around with different types of fabric. It's actually really cool. If I had in stock a fabric called, what's that called? Corduroy. That would make a really nice hat, I think. And here is a small one for a toddler. So the pattern available to download has 3 sizes. So you can get a toddler size, a teen or young adult size, and an adult size. So you can play around with, the teen and adult and see which one fits, you first. Okay, so we've talked about the materials. You can choose what type of material you'd like to use. For a starter, I suggest using quilt cotton. Exterior and interior, if you have cotton canvas, that would be really good as well, because they stand better. But for a bucket hat, you don't really need them standing, right? And here's how it looks on the inside of one. Say this is the exterior. So you're gonna have 3 parts. First is the round on top, which is this one. Okay, and then the side, this one, and this bit. Okay, so you have the pattern. If not, again, as I always say, please watch the whole video first of the tutorial, and then go and get your pattern if you wish to, or you can draft your own. I just save you a lot of time from drafting and testing the size and that. And then you go start cutting your pattern and then cutting your fabric. Okay, so today's video, we're gonna be using 2 different colors. One of this print and this on the other side. So we're gonna try using two crazy colors on each side, and then let's see how it looks. Today I'm using cotton canvas. I really love cotton canvas for projects like this. You don't have to use them. You can use whatever you have at home. Quilt cotton is, the most commonly used fabric at home. A bed sheet, if you have a bed sheet, maybe, I don't know, maybe dresses that you have that's not very stretchy. Just have a look around. If you don't have a lot of fabric selection, you don't have to go and buy your fabric. You just look whatever is in your house. You know what? Curtains, really good. Curtains are really good. Right, so let's get started. Okay, here we are. Say I've cut out my pattern pieces, so we only have 3. And here you need to cut 2 for the circle one, for the head part. That's one lining or one exterior, and then here is the shorter side that goes on the head, is this bit. There's a shorter one and there's a longer one. Shorter one, you also need 2 exterior, 2 interior, and then same for the long one, just that one. You need this 2 and 2 exterior. Right. So what we're gonna do is we look for the pair and then put them right sides together and then pin it. Okay, same for the other end. We just prepare our fabrics before we go, we go to our sewing machine. Okay, same as this one. So the long and short exterior and interior, just spin the sides, but same fabric, right sides facing, and then there. Again, this is very simple, fun beginner project. Okay, grab your long pieces and then face right sides together, pin them, and last one. That's what you do, right sides together and then pin. There. Now we go to our sewing machine and stitch 1/2 inch allowance all the way down. 1/2 inch all the way down goes for all these pairs. So you go stitch, 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 all to these 4 pairs. Okay, and then we iron it flat. The seams, we iron the seams flat. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we are, normal settings on your machine, normal stitch width and length. So now, basically, when you turn on your machine, you don't change anything. So 1/2 inch, or a bit bigger than 1/4 inch. And then make sure to backstitch beginning and end. One down. Okay. Now, see the seam? You just open it up and then iron it flat. Same goes for this side. Open it up, iron it flat, and then we do all of it. These 3 more, you do the exact same thing. Okay, here we are on our ironing board. Open it the seam. And then here, other side. And now we then match the seams. So those two seams, match them, perfectly align them and match, and then iron on this side. Press, iron. What we're trying to do is just make a mark. There, you see the crease there? Just that is gonna be our mark for joining the other pieces together. So do that on this side. That will tell you that's the center of this one piece, one side. So that is the center. You can barely see it, but I can clearly see it. But if you're not satisfied with that, you can easily go and mark a dot or a line there. A pen, whatever marker you have, that's fine. It won't really show on the outside. Okay, so we do that on all 4 of these. So here we've got all our 4 pieces, and I've also marked them in the middle. So now we grab our head, top head. Okay, we have our top head. So of course these this head goes to these colors again. You know, you just coordinate them. But you know, sky's the limit. You can do all sorts like this. Like this I've made. Different colors. Top. It's different colors. Just fun. Well, that's a good way to use up the your fabric stash. Your you know, cutouts. Small cutouts. Okay. Now grab your shorter piece. So you have a long one and a short one. So set aside your long one for now. So that's your short. It's your long. So set it aside for now. Now let's start with the green one. Okay. This is going to be the exact same process. So how we make the lining or the exteriors is same thing for the other. Okay, so now this is when you need a lot of pins, because we're going to be pinning a lot. Okay, pinning is not very fun, but we have to do it. Make sure that our work is tidy and neat. Okay, before we go to pinning, fold your top head in half and then iron it. Again, making crease on the side, or to go and actually mark it. Mine is a bit stubborn. It's not staying creased. I guess because it's cotton canvas. And then do the same on the other side. Again, I'll just mark that. Do the exact same thing on the other one. So like this, shortcut would be just hold that and then mark it, hold it, oops, mark it, other side. So match your markings and then mark and mark. Okay, there you go. Now we grab our top head and the shorter piece. Okay, and right side, onto the right side, you match your seam. Say this. So that's where that's why you marked it. So you match that mark, first mark, to your seam, and then you pin it. You probably guessed it. We're gonna do it on all 4s for now. The markings you've made. This is why it's very important to mark it. Then pin. Then find the other. because once we've pinned all 4, then we can adjust it on all the sides. Again. And now start pinning all around. So if you have to stretch it a little bit, that's fine. Do whatever you think is best. So pin, you can pin as much as you'd like. I wouldn't stop if you know, you don't like pinning. Don't stop at 4 pins. No, you at least, this is the least pins you can put. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3 in between the sides. So we go all around, and this is the exact same thing you do for the top head and the other piece. Okay, let me just do that now. Okay, so I've done 2. Now we go ahead and sew all the way around with 1/4 of an inch. So 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Let's do that. So I do it from the top head and not on this side. For me, it's easier, but you can, you know, you can try both ways and then find out which way is easier for you. So go around. As you move along, you also need to do some adjustments. Since this, we're working on round, it's not as easy as, you know, if it's straight line. I do not like hitting my pins, you know, going through my pins. It scares me to do that, so I just do it this way. Go. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know, we're not perfectionists here. Make sure you have fun. Eventually you'll do it right. Hey, go as slow as you want. Go as slow as you need to. There's no rush. Okay. Oops, you heard my dog. There you go. I did a bit of backstitch. Now you can see we are forming the top of the head. There you go. And you could go ahead and iron this one now. So what I would do, because I made my own tailor's hem or whatever it's called. So I made this. Sorry. And I just put it over there. Then iron. Yeah. I just like ironing it. It just makes it look more professional. Takes a long time, but it's fine. It's worth it. You could totally skip this. Okay. So now we go ahead and do the other one. So let me go ahead and do that. And then we move on to this last pieces. There's my other one. So we've got 2 now. And then we just have to attach the other side. I might have forgot to tell you about this first one. You'll notice there's a longer side. So there's a shorter side and then there's a longer side. Okay? It's the same for these pieces. Now, the thing that you attach to your top head is the shorter side. So if you are trying to attach this longer side, you will end up with a lot of excess, and you don't want that. And so just make sure that you're attaching the shorter like end. Okay, so same is true with this other piece, our last pieces. We attach the shorter, okay, the shorter neck. I'll call it neck. Looks like neck. Okay, so we grab our top head now sewn together. So put it like that, and then here you just like dress it. And find the seam and then match the other seam. So make sure all the seams are on one direction. So there's that seam, there's that seam. And right sides together. Okay? You might already know what we're gonna do here. We're gonna start pinning. So again, pin the 4 markings that we did. So just like the top head and the first step we did, we do the exact same thing. Okay, we pin, pin, pin. We pin the side. So find that corner. Oh, I think my marking is gone. Okay. There, and then pin all around. Okay. So here you see it should just, you know, fit nicely together. So yeah, we'll do this all around and to the other side, you know, to the other pieces as well. So again, you know, your top head facing up like this, and then open it up and then kind of like dress it. There you go. Then pin all the way around. Here you go. Pinned it all around. Please do not skip the pinning, it's really important. You could also use these clips, they're also helpful. Okay, so now we stitch all the way around, and the same thing as we did on the top head and the shorter piece. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, now we have 2 sides ready. You know, you can actually wear this now. It's totally ready. If you want to just serge one side, that's fine. Anyway, we're gonna do it the proper way. So you turn one inside out. Okay, you also want to iron, you know, the sides and that, you know, I didn't iron this bit, but it's also your choice to do that. But definitely I definitely would iron the sides here. If you could see here, there's a bit of a pucker. Sometimes you can't really help that, but you could try and wiggle it and adjust it as much as you can. But you know what? That's fine. If this is your first, it's okay. Now you put one side on the right side. Now onto the right side as well. So you just join the 2 together. There you go. And then now just find the seam and match the seam. Now before we go ahead and do this, if you have a label like I do, say I have this label, I want to put it on the front of one side. So I could easily do that after, you know, when I finish everything. But if you want to make it look really neat, you could do that now. So you just find the middle, or if you want to put it on the side, that's fine too. I want to put it in the center of one side. So I'm gonna cut that in half, and then That's my middle. I just made a crease. And then I want to put it right there. Okay. That's where I want my logo. Okay, just gonna sew that real quick and then we come back. Okay, now that I've done that, let's go ahead and pin, starting from our seams. So go ahead and pin or clip, whichever you prefer. Okay, and then clip on one side. And then if you notice, we didn't actually, I didn't mark with a pen, but I creased it. So I made a crease so I can still see the middle. So the only thing that you really need to, take note of is you wanna pin the four not corners necessarily, but four sides first, and then you pin each side individually, if that makes sense. So then you go around, and now we're gonna choose a side. So let's say this bit. We're gonna leave at least 2 inches or to 3 inches opening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin sideways like this to just let myself know that I have to stop here. Okay, have to stop here. Make sure we have an opening to turn it inside out. Right? So let's continue pinning, and then we sew all the way around with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Go. Okay, now let's go ahead and do that. Here we are. Now we find that 2 pins that I did sew here. So we've got this 2 pins here. So that was my marking. So now I start from here, backstitch, making sure you backstitch that beginning and end. Okay, let's go around. Be careful with your pins. I get stabbed all the time. Okay, now I'm coming to the 2 pins that my markings. So I'm gonna stop right here and do a back stitch. There you go. And now you wanna go and iron this. So follow the line, follow where it's curving. So go ahead and iron that up until there, and then iron the other side as well, matching the seam. Okay? So there's my opening. So I want to iron it. And then the other side. Now, turn it inside out. Gently. Okay, there you go. There you go. And now you just want to go ahead and iron it. Wiggle, wiggle with your fingers. Make sure the seams match. And just start ironing. Press, iron, wiggle all the way around. Now you see why we did that at first, just to help us a bit with this step. So that's where we ironed the opening. Go. So do that all the way around. And now we want to go and top stitch all the way around, getting as close as you can get to the edge. So 1 millimeter away if you can, but be consistent all the way around. And then, you know, you could stop there totally, or you could again do the same thing as I did here. So you could also do another line and then another line. You can go on and on and on, but I personally like 3 lines. And that's it. There you go. It's done. You did it. And it's not as obvious. And you have another side. It's totally different. Okay, so here I only did 2 lines. So one very close to the edge, and then one on top of it, all the way around. So, you know, it's up to you. You want to do just 1 line, that's fine. As you know, as long as you close the opening. And yeah, that is it. Let's see if it fits. Fits just fine. Nice. I love canvas because it's, you know, it's really good material. It's thick enough. If you don't have canvas, again, don't worry about it. Just, you know, practice first if this is going to be your first one. And it's such a fun project. If you just want something quick and easy, this is it. No zips, no snaps, nothing. It's literally just your fabric and your sewing machine, your scissors, your marker. That is it. So the pattern is downloadable online, and please give me a comment and a like on this video if you like this tutorial, and also what fabrics do you want to use for this pattern, and join our Facebook group and post your projects online or on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, Andy the Maker. On the group, I also see all the posts on the group called The Makers on Facebook. Please join us. It's free. It's a nice community. And again, I hope you guys have fun making your own bucket hat, and bless you all. Be nice to everyone. I'll see you on the next video.